Ladies and gentlemen, this is proof that anything can happen in the world of football. I mean, I'm wearing a suit, for God's sake. Who wears a suit when you're playing Football Manager? I'll tell you who. People that have made it to Champions League finals, and that's exactly where we are today. It is the Champions League final with Athletic Club de Bilbao versus Manchester United. A true David and Goliath story where we're the lowly minnows trying to topple the giants of Manchester United, who have won 5 Champions League trophies by this point in time. They've been to the dance before. They know what to do. Us, we're trying to spoil the party. But before we get to that, yes, there is still something before that we need to get to, and it's the season-ending awards. And the first two are really no surprise because it is AthleticBilbaoHooligans Libre taking home top Spanish goal scorer of the year, as well as the Pichichi Award, getting himself 31 goals in 34 appearances. Hell, if he would have just stayed fit and healthy, and maybe if he didn't have a long drought in the middle of the season, he very well could have challenged Telmo Zara's athletic record of 38 goals in the season. He did 6 better than Sergei Kalashnikov for the Pichichi, and then for the Spanish goal scorer, Tony Martin from Alcorcon, having 24 goals, 7 behind AthleticBilbaoHooligans Libre in that tally. And then after that, Kepa. Surprisingly, Kepa, out of everybody in La Liga, winning the Trofeo Zamora, the best goalkeeper in the league, getting himself 16 clean sheets and 29 appearances because he was splitting time with Otangana at the early part of the season before taking over full-time duties. And a 704 average rating, not bad whatsoever, beating out Franco Cerruti from Barcelona and Jan Oblak at Atletico Madrid. Surprisingly, Jan Oblak still at Atletico Madrid. And then as far as team of the season, we got ourselves 6 players on the starting 11 and team of the season. Kepa's there, Leque Laporte, Azpilicueta, Marino, Villalibre. I'm happy. I'm a happy camper that we once again have ourselves a very, very good squad that can once again compete with the likes of Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. But now, it's nice that we did well in the league. We need to test ourselves internationally. All the pomp and circumstance leads up to this. Everybody tuning into their local Hofbrauhaus down there in Bayern to watch this epic clash of Athletic Club de Bilbao versus Manchester United. And Manchester United going to be coming out in a 4-4-1-1. I will go over everybody individually once we get to that team sheet. And desperate times call for desperate measures. We gotta go with a strikerless because I have no faith that Iñaki Williams can get it done sitting up front. So this is how we're going to line up. We're going to have Kepa in net because, of course, we're going to have Kepa in net. The back line is going to be Ujia Martinez, Laporte, and Azpilicueta. And then we're going to have Iñaki Garcia in that defensive mid role. He's held it down immensely for a 19-year-old. He is going to be a world-class player one of these days. Linton Jr. Marino, the 2 center mids in front of him. And then the 3 attacking mids across the top will be Shabby, Muniain, and Iñaki Williams. And Muniain is essentially going to be the top goal-scoring threat for this game, and I'm going to play him down the middle because it seems like if we shift him out wide, he's not all that consistent, so I'm going to try and play him down the middle and see what happens. Luis Martos is there just in case I need a striking option. You know what? To be honest with you, I'm not convinced. I'm really not convinced about Luis Martos, so I'm going to bring on Carlos Miranda. You remember Carlos Miranda. He's fast. He's a poacher, and if I need to actually push somebody up into that striker role, then guess what? Carlos Miranda is going to be that guy. As far as the rest of my bench goes, I'm only going to have 1 defender because really, I'm going to need all the offensive help I can get versus Manchester United. So Sergio Echenez is going to be my defensive participant there. We got Gallego, Inchausti, Herrera as my center mids, and then Hervias and Vasquez who could play out in the wings. So that being said, let's submit this team. Let's cross our fingers. Let's cross ourselves as we go take on Manchester United. Manchester United, of course, not having Paul Pogba or Luke Shaw. So that being said, this is how they're going to line up. David De Gea is still in net. After all these years and all these talks about him going to Real Madrid, he has stayed at Manchester United this entire time. Outside of that, playing right back, starting right back is Victor Lindelhoff, and a little bit of art imitating life because he didn't actually go to Manchester United until just a couple seasons ago. Went originally to Real Madrid, before going to Manchester United for 39 million euros and has played pretty decently there out on that right side, sharing time with Luke Shaw and also pushing to the inside as well. Basque de Bruyne Basque, I believe, is not the starting Manchester United center back that would have originally have gone there. Maybe he's taking place of Victor Lindelof because Luke Shaw is out. But just take a look at that hair. I mean, that is some very wild and wacky hair. He's also an internationally capped Dutchman. So he must be doing something well in that center backing role for Manchester United. Alongside him, his center backing partner, Eric Bailly, still at the club. After all these years, 30-year-old, still looking a very solid player. And then rounding out the back line, Sandro Pantaleo, a 23-year-old Italian. Looks very fast, looks like a very solid wing back. Gonna have to watch out for those wings, and not just the wing backs, but the wingers themselves. We got Marco Piacca. Marco Piacca, the former Juventus man, coming in, 29 years old, and yeah, high dribbling, high crossing stats. Going to have to watch out for him throwing the ball into the middle of the park. And on the other side, Marcus Rashford. Got to watch out for his pace. He may not be the best crosser of the ball, but he's going to use his pace to the fullest extent that he can to give our backline fits. The center mid partnership is Isco and Adrien Rabiot. Of course, Adrien Rabiot from PSG. And yeah, at 29 years old, and it looks like they're going for a lot of youth players and developing the youth players from within. He's a very solid all-around midfielder, and he's going to be giving a lot of stick to us in the middle of the park. And then Isco, of course, coming in from Real Madrid, the 32-year-old, starting to slow on the speed side as well as losing a little bit physically, but his technical skills as well as his vision is something that cannot compare to anybody else. He's going to be making some brilliant passes across us. We just need to start cutting them out. Moving forward, Bernardo Silva, 29 years old, as the center attacking mid. He is originally from Monaco and has been with Manchester United for quite a long time. And yeah, he's developed really well in his time at Manchester United, including this past season where he got himself a 7.54 average rating, 10 goals, 11 assists. But he is not the main threat. No. The main threat is a regen sitting up top by the name of Eliseo Avramides, an Argentinian, 26 years old, and just look at those physicals. Outside of the jumping reach and the natural fitness, nothing lower than a 16. He's got a 19 pace, he's got 17 acceleration, so he's going to be running circles around our defense, and that's just with his pace. With his finishing ability, he's got there, finishing of 13, a little on the low side, but as a striker, you can definitely use his dribbling and his first touch skills to get it around our defense and start putting the balls on net, and that's going to cause us problems. So there you go. There's your Champions League lineups on both sides. Manchester United, Athletic Club. Boys, y'all know what you need to do. So I'm just going to say, go out there and give this to the fans. They deserve it. Right, so just making sure that we are actually going to be on extended for these highlights, because I want you to see every single bit that I see, every single heart attack moment that we're going to get. This is not going to be one of those fly-by-night type of deals where it ends up 0-0 and we only get to see 5 minutes of footage. No, we're going to see every little bit. Nice ball from Muniain to Williams. He's got to put that away. I know he's a winger. Today he is a winger, but he needs to put that away. He's got the finishing attributes. First off the bat, first missed chance. And maybe actually we can get ourselves a decent chance here. Uhia through to Marino. Marino hits the post. What are you doing? Marino had De Gea dead to rights, and he hits the post. And all of these highlights going our way, coming in thick and fast. I say that, and now Manchester United have the ball. Adrien Rabiot up to Avramides. Avramides taking a shot, but Kepa there with a beautiful save. Loving that save. Goes out for a corner kick to the Red Devils. Who's going to be taking it for him? Bernardo Silva is on corner duty for them today, and that ball goes out. So far, it looks like early back and forth affair. Free kick, top of the box, Bernardo Silva skies it. I mean, that just seems like automatic zone for a lot of people. And Yaki Garcia as well. That's automatic for him. Free kick, top of the box, Bernardo Silva once again. And I don't know where he's aiming. It just doesn't seem like Bernardo Silva is going to be the difference maker here for Manchester United. I say that, I probably just jinxed myself on it. Just about 40 minutes on now, Avramides coming inside the box. Iñaki Garcia, what a wonderful tackle and dispossess of the ball there. And now can we hit them on the counterattack? Mikel Merino cutting inside to Muniain. He does still have a little bit of pace about him, but really should have done a lot better with the ball. And now Marcus Rashford coming up. Great interception by Azpilicueta. Muniain doesn't have a lot of help, but that's what happens when you're not playing with a lone striker. or you're not playing with a striker at all. Iñaki Williams, excuse me, cutting inside. 2 players named Iñaki. And it was a good save by De Gea, forcing a corner kick. With Muniain taking those corner kicks, it's a really, really bad corner. Let's just forget about that. Free kick, top of the box, Iñaki Garcia. Oh, he almost seems automatic from that range, from that 22 to 25 yard range at the top of the box. But he smacks it into the wall, and that's the last kick of the half. A very concerted affair on both sides. Very, very interesting, to be quite honest with you, for lack of a better word, really, because it's been relatively even in terms of shots, in terms of possession, in terms of everything. But then there's a lot of downtime in the period. We saw like 20 minutes where we didn't get a single highlight. So, boys, just keep doing what you're doing out there. We're doing relatively okay. And as long as we don't give up any sort of ground in the possession or give away any stupid goals, I think we'll be fine. But I just don't want it to go to penalties because I don't like my chances on penalties. I never like my chances on penalties. I don't think any of you guys like your chances on penalties, even with the best penalty kick taker. Iñaki Williams needs to do a lot better with that cross. Does get it inside. Linton Jr. to Shabby. Back out to Williams. This is some great passing. Oh my God. Mikel Merino once again, the shot taker on this occasion. He's not really known for his finishing. And once again, inches wide of the post. Shabby's looking very lackluster out there. I might sub him out as Marco Piacca puts a ball over the top. Not really doing much, not worrying me whatsoever. But yeah, Shabby might just be coming out. In fact, as a highlight is just about to go on, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Shabby and Williams are going to switch sides, and Shabby is going to be coming out for Eder Vasquez because I want to swap pace for pace. And I know Eder Vasquez can use his pace. We're going to put him on a winger on support and let him go. He's going to be done after this. With 17 minutes left to go, let's see what's going to happen here. Mikel Merino to Muniain, tried to slip it through, but Iñaki Williams, I don't know what you're thinking, man. Maybe it's because I put him out wide and you think, yeah, I can take shots from out wide, and it's just not working because he's hitting people. He's hitting people in front of him. It seems like this entire second half we've been a little better side than Manchester United, but at the same time, it looks like it's been the same as it has been through the first half. And now Manchester United with 10 minutes left to go. Shot from Rabiot. What a cannon shot. Kepa there with a save, forcing a corner kick. And who's going to be taking it? It's going to be, it's Christian Pavone? Oh, wow. I didn't know that Manchester United had Christian Pavone. I probably should have taken a look at the bench before starting this match. But yeah, they got Christian Pavone. And yeah, he's a pretty decent player. If you've used him on Football Manager this year or last year, he's a pretty good player. But as it's nearing the 90, I don't want to make any subs for fear that we might be going into extra time. There's Christian Pavone getting it right into the hands of Kepa. Not worrisome whatsoever. 2 minutes of added time, and oh, can we just nick a goal right here before extra time? Can we get the game-winning goal right before extra time? If we can just find ourselves a pass. Linton Jr. on a yellow card. He needs to watch himself. I might have to sub him out. I do have Ander Herrera and Chelsea on the bench. Alvaro Mides coming forward. Whew, scaring me right there with his runs forward. But yeah, I might just have to sub on Ander Herrera and Mikel and Chowsty in the second half, or not even the second half at this point, for an extra time, just so I can have a little bit of fresher legs in this upcoming extra time period. And the referee should be blowing his whistle. There it is. It's the end of regulation, and we're going into extra time. And as I said before, I'm going to be swapping out some players. It looks like, though, my midfield is looking very motivated, but I don't really have a lot of trust in my midfield right now, especially with Merino fading at his 63 and Linton Jr. on a yellow card. Oh, I don't know what to do. You know what? I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to say, keep going out there. We can do this. When it comes to the first half of extra time and it's still 0-0, then I'll worry about subbing people on for penalty duties. You know what I'm going to see? Mikel Merino's going to be coming off for Ander Herrera. I'm making that sub right now. Ander Herrera coming on against his former team. Can he do it against the Red Devils? This is going to be the last kick, the last attack of this first half of extra time. Ball falls to Linton Jr. Need to do a lot better with that chance. Snatching, trying to find that top right corner. It just wasn't there. So the second half of extra time starts. 15 more minutes of free football before we go into penalties. And I want to say that Carlos Miranda, who I have on the bench, is a decent penalty taker, and I might sub him on. I might very well just sub him on. Iker Muniain has not had the best of days. So you know what we're going to do? We're putting him up top as a poacher because we're going to be bringing on Carlos Miranda, the big man who has gotten us some goals in the past. He's 20 years old. He's been doing it for the B team. Can he come on and be the savior for this club? 5 minutes left to go in this match. Manchester United pushing forward. Rabiot with the ball. We just need a decent interception. If we can take it off of them and hit them on a break, I feel like we have the pace now that we have. Oh, what a shot from Avanides right there. I feel like we have the pace with Miranda to hit them on a break if we get ourselves the ball. But it all comes down to, can we get them on the break? 1 minute of stoppage time, and I am fearful for my life right now. My heart is beating out of my chest. Ander Herrera, get it out to the wing. Iñaki Williams, he still has his pace. Green shirts bombing forward. Why are you taking a shot? Why didn't you cross it in? I have so many questions. I don't know what Iñaki Williams saw. I honestly don't know what he saw. There were green shirts in front of the box. He just crossed it in. He should have just crossed it in, otherwise, and that would have probably been game over. That would have been a goal. Williams, once again, with the ball. There's the cross. It's going to go to penalties. And the referee is going to blow the full-time whistle. 0-0 after 120 minutes worth of football. And we're going to penalties. The worst way to decide a game. And a Champions League final at that. So we go to penalties, and I don't really know who I should be putting forth. You know, I should go by finishing. I really should be going by finishing. But at the same time, the penalty taker is like, that's a must. But I'm going to go by finishing. I'm going to throw Carlos Miranda. No, I'm going to throw Iñaki Williams up first, Carlos Miranda, then Ander Herrera, and then I'm going to go by penalty taker. And that's Aymeric Laporte. And it looks like Linton Jr. That's going to be my 5. In fact, I'm just going to leave it like that. Those are going to be my 5. Everyone else, you know, it'll fall as it may. But we're going to be watching this behind the goal because we need to. So first up, it's Iñaki Williams. Boy, it's in off the post. Oh, I thought that was going to bounce out. Actually, I'm going to slow these down. Sorry, Isco. You're going to have to take your time on this one. Isco coming up for his penalty shot. Kepa with the save! Oh, Kepa with a great save. It's 1-0 to Bilbao after round 1. We need to keep this going. Carlos Miranda, where are you going, son? Oh, right on the line. It was a decent touch by De Gea, just keeping it out. Oh, and now we need to stop it right here. Kepa with the save again. Christian Pavone. And now Ander Herrera, can he do it against his old club? He does! He sneaks it past David De Gea. Oh, we need to get one more save. One more save and a make. And we got this. Markovic stepping up for Manchester United. Takes a shot. Oh, goes right through Kepa's hands. Right through Kepa's hands. Very unfortunate there. But now we're into the part where it's iffy penalty takers time. It's Aymeric Laporte stepping up and gets it past De Gea. It's 3-1 to the club. We just need a save right here. Can Kepa come up big versus Victor Lindelof? And can he do it right here? He gets it! He gets it! Yes! Woo! Champions League winners! Yes! Oh, Kepa coming up big with the saves, saving 3 out of the 4. And Athletic Club have taken their first ever Champions League trophy. But once again, Villa Libre not coming in. We had to make do without him and Lekwe to get the job done. And that's exactly what we do. We had to stick Muniain up front. And when he wasn't getting it done, Carlos Miranda coming in, helping us out on the penalty kicks, and by God, if he wasn't the difference maker, Kepa in between the sticks. I didn't think he could have done it, but saving 3 out of the 4 to get us the Champions League trophy. Boys, 120 minutes of nothing, but still getting the title afterwards. Where is it? Celebrating the double. La Liga title, Champions League title, and ending this series on a high note. Get in, boys. Couldn't have asked for anything better. And I hope that you guys had enjoyed this ride and enjoyed this match. as much as I had, because goddamn, this was a long journey. It was a very stressful journey. Trying to take over a team that could only use Basque players, and realizing very quickly that I needed to build this team up. And build it up through youth players and youth scouting, and I'm not a man that likes to youth scout. For those of you who have been knowing me for the last 2-3 years, you know that I hate youth scouting, and having this challenge, having to utilize that youth system and that youth scouting network and the youth systems, the facilities, I keep saying system, stop saying system, but utilizing the youth and building them up and seeing the likes of Carlos Miranda, of Linton Jr., aka Jairo Montos before he was renamed, Mikel Chowsty. Those are the 3 graduates. Iñaki Garcia and Lorenzo Gallego just this past couple of seasons. Those are the graduates that have really been the focal point and really the base that this team is built around. Asi Villalibre be damned. He was a damn fine development player within himself, within his own rights. But getting these regens to build and become first team players, that was a major accomplishment in and of itself. I don't know what else to say. La Liga winners, and now, ladies and gentlemen, Athletic Club de Bilbao, your first ever Champions League winners. Drink it up, boys, and drink it in, man, because this is going on the CB. And I'd like to thank you all very much for joining me on this journey, getting Athletic Bilbao to not just a Champions League final, but winning a Champions League final. Guys, it's been a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please go and drop it a like. Share, subscribe if you're new, and all that fun stuff. And if you want to leave a comment below on the series, or this episode just in general, because this episode was pretty wild, please go and do so in the comment box below. I appreciate every single comment that you guys put down. And anyway, guys, I've been Gendo. You've been awesome. And I'll see you next time, whatever that may be. Take care, and peace out.